Hello, and welcome back to Speak Power Daily. I am Charlotte, and I am really glad you decided to spend a few minutes here today. It doesn't matter if you are listening in the morning, during a break, or at the end of a long day. What matters is that you are here right now. This space is simple. It is calm. It is honest. And it is made for people who want to improve their English while also reflecting on real life. There is no pressure here, no rush, and no need to be perfect. Just take a breath, get comfortable, and allow yourself to listen. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever had this thought cross your mind? I really should practice my English. I will do it later. Or maybe, I need to start that project. Tomorrow feels better. And then, of course, later arrives, tomorrow comes, and somehow the same thoughts appear again, as if they are stuck on repeat. If this sounds familiar to you, please do not worry. You are absolutely not alone. In fact, you are far more human than you might think. Procrastination is something we all dance with from time to time. Sometimes it feels harmless, almost friendly. But little by little, it becomes like a quiet thief. It steals our time without making noise. It drains our energy without asking permission. And if we are not careful, it can even take small pieces of our dreams while we are busy telling ourselves, "I will start later." Today, we are going to talk about that thief. We are going to look at it calmly, without guilt, without judgment, and with a lot of kindness toward ourselves. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and stay with me. This conversation might be exactly what you need right now. You can stop that thief today, not tomorrow, not next week. That's what we're going to talk about in this episode: how to stop procrastinating and start doing. And we'll connect it all to your English learning journey, because let's be honest, "I'll study English later" is one of the most popular promises we break to ourselves. I want you to think of your mind like a garden. Procrastination is like a weed. If you ignore it, it grows bigger and stronger. But if you notice it early and take a small action, you can pull it out easily. Today, we're going to learn how to take those small, powerful actions. First, let's change how we see procrastination. It's not that you are lazy. No, usually it means you care. You might be afraid of making a mistake, or you want it to be perfect, or the task just feels too big and scary. So your brain says, "Let's avoid this uncomfortable feeling. Let's check social media instead." Sounds familiar, right? So, how do we begin? We start incredibly, wonderfully small. I want to introduce you to a magical little idea called the 5-minute rule. It's your secret weapon against the procrastination monster. And I'll tell you all about it right after this. So, what is this 5-minute rule I mentioned? It's beautifully simple. You don't need to finish the whole big task. You just need to promise yourself you will work on it for 5 minutes. Just 5, that's all. You can do anything for 5 minutes, right? Tell yourself, "I will study English grammar for 5 minutes." Or, "I will write the first 2 sentences of my email for 5 minutes. Why does this tiny trick work so well? Because you are not fighting the big, scary mountain of a task. You are only walking up a small, friendly hill. Our brains love small, easy steps. Starting is almost always the hardest part. Procrastination feeds on the huge, overwhelming picture we create in our minds. The 5-minute rule changes the picture. It says, don't look at the whole ocean, just look at one wave. Let me give you a clear example from English learning. Imagine your goal is become fluent. That is a huge, beautiful mountain. It's easy to look at that mountain and feel tired before you even begin, so you procrastinate. But with the 5-minute rule, your goal becomes listen to one short podcast episode for 5 minutes, or learn 3 new vocabulary words for 5 minutes. Suddenly, it's not scary, it's easy. And here's the magical part. Once you start, you often don't want to stop after 5 minutes. You get into the flow. You think, well, I'm already here, I can do 5 more. But if you do stop after 5 minutes, that's a win. You kept your promise to yourself. You beat procrastination for today. The secret is to make the first step so small that it feels silly not to do it. It's like telling yourself, I will just put on my running shoes. Not run 10 kilometers, just put on the shoes. Often, after the shoes are on, you think, okay, maybe I can walk to the end of the street. Action creates motivation. It doesn't wait for it. So, I want you to think of one thing you've been putting off. Is it reviewing some old English flashcards? Is it watching that lesson video? Okay. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to set a timer for 5 minutes and begin. Not finish, just begin. Celebrate that start, because you've already done the most important part. You've stopped the thief from stealing another day. And once you've started, how do you keep moving forward? Well, that's where a little bit of clever planning comes in. Now that you've started with your 5-minute superpower, let's talk about how to keep that positive energy going. Think of it like this. You've pushed the boat away from the safe shore. That's the hardest push. Now you need a simple map and a steady rhythm to row, so you don't just drift back to land. This is where a little planning becomes your best friend. But I'm not talking about a strict, complicated schedule that makes you feel trapped. I'm talking about a friendly roadmap. One powerful tool is to break your big goal into what I call English-sized bricks. Your dream to speak fluently is a magnificent castle. You cannot build it in one day. But you can lay 1 or 2 bricks every single day. A brick is a small, clear, achievable piece. For example, learn 5 phrases for ordering coffee, or listen to a song in English and write down 3 words I hear. These are bricks. They are specific and they have an end. When you finish one, you feel a real sense of progress. You've laid a brick. Procrastination often happens when we stare at the unfinished castle. Instead, just focus on the next brick. Another key is to eat the frog. This is a funny expression that means do the most difficult or annoying task on your list first thing in the morning. Your frog is that thing you're most likely to procrastinate on. Maybe it's grammar exercises. If you eat that frog early, just get it done, the rest of your day feels lighter and more successful. You carry that win with you. For your English, this could mean doing your 5-minute rule on the hardest skill first. If speaking is scary, practice 1 sentence aloud as soon as you wake up. The frog is eaten, the day is yours. Remember, this isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Some days, your brick might be tiny, just reviewing words for 2 minutes. That's still a brick. You are still building. Consistency builds habit, and habit makes action automatic. You stop deciding if you will practice English. You just do it as part of your day, like brushing your teeth. But what about all those distractions around us? The phone that pings, the sudden urge to clean the kitchen? Ah, my friend, that's where we need to get a little clever with our environment. Our environment. It's full of what I like to call distraction dragons. They're not evil, but they are very good at pulling our attention away from what's important. Your phone is a dragon. The open browser tab with social media is a dragon. Even that little thought of, I should really do the laundry, can be a dragon when you're trying to focus. The good news is, you can tame these dragons. You don't have to fight them, you just have to be smarter than they are. It starts with creating what I call a focus zone. For your English practice, this means setting up a small, specific space and time where your only job is to be with the language. Tell yourself, for the next 15 minutes, this chair is my English chair. Put your phone in another room, or use an app to block distracting websites. Close all those extra tabs on your computer. You are telling your brain, right now, we are doing this one thing. This is a gift of clarity you give to yourself. It makes starting easier because the decision is already made. The dragons are locked out of the castle. Now, let's connect this directly to language learning. One of the biggest dragons for English learners is the fear of not understanding everything. You listen to a fast conversation and think, it's too difficult, I'll try again later. That's a procrastination dragon. To tame it, change your goal. Your goal is not to understand 100%. Your goal is to catch something. One word, one phrase. Celebrate that. Say it out loud. I heard the word actually. That's a win. You moved from avoiding to engaging. You tamed the dragon by making the task friendly. Another powerful trick is to link your new habit to an old one. This is called habit stacking. You already do things automatically every day, like drinking your morning coffee or brushing your teeth. Stack your English brick onto one of those. Think, after I pour my coffee, I will listen to one English song. Or, while I brush my teeth, I will name all the objects I can see in English. By attaching your practice to an existing routine, you don't need extra motivation. It just becomes part of the flow of your day. The dragon of, I forgot, or I didn't have time, has no power here. Taming these dragons isn't about never being distracted. It's about gently bringing your focus back again and again. Each time you do, you are strengthening your focus muscle. And with each small victory over distraction, you build something even more important than better habits. You build confidence. So, here we are. We started by noticing that quiet thief of time, and we've given ourselves some real tools to stop it. The 5-minute start, the roadmap of small bricks, and a plan to tame those distraction dragons. But I want to leave you with the most important idea of all. Be kind to your gardener. Remember the garden of your mind we talked about? Weeds of procrastination will sometimes pop up again. That's not failure. That's just nature. The skill you are building is not a skill of perfection where you never procrastinate again. The skill is noticing the weed, and gently, kindly, choosing to plant a better seed instead. That seed is a small action. Every single time you choose the small action, you make your garden, your mindset, stronger and more beautiful. Your English journey is the same. It's not about the one day you study for 3 hours. It's about all the days you practice for 5 minutes. It's about laying those bricks consistently. Each brick, no matter how small, is an act of courage. It's you saying, my dreams are important. My growth is important. I am worth this effort. Before I go, I have a tiny challenge for you. Sometime in the next hour, I want you to use your 5-minute superpower on one tiny English thing. Open a dictionary app and look up one word you love. Say one sentence about your day out loud. Just one brick. Celebrate that moment. That is you stopping procrastination today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Speak Power Daily. I am so proud of you for caring about your growth, both in your mindset and your language. Remember, progress is never a straight line. It's a series of small steps, sometimes forward, sometimes sideways. But every step counts. You are building something amazing. I'm Charlotte, sending you all my encouragement. Now, go lay that first brick. You've got this. I'll talk with you again soon.